Dacey, a very different win to Saturday, a bit more nervy, but I suppose after a brilliant performance like that, a gritty 1-0 away win is maybe just what we wanted.
It's another clean sheet and it's another win, and ultimately I think that there was a little bit of a hangover from Saturday, just the whole occasion with the result and the manner in which we played. We had spells today where we replicated that, but ultimately we just looked a bit leggy. Things weren't quite coming off, and it's all stuff that we understand why it hasn't worked today. Fair play to Wingate. I thought they moved the ball really well. Their rotations were good, and they had their fair amount of opportunities at getting in our final third, but I thought we limited the chances that they had, and back and forward. Obviously, bar the miss at the end, which really kind of kills the game off. Didn't really have anything too clear cut, but ultimately, if you want to be successful and get yourself as close to the playoff places as possible, you have to come to these games and win. And yeah, we've not been great today, but it's a clean sheet and it's another 3 points.
So you said to me as you came off half time that sometimes we aren't going to play this electric football. Well, it's kind of what you said. What did you say then to the lads at half time? Obviously, going in 1-0 up, you're feeling very positive naturally, but what was the kind of team talk for the second 45?
We adjust the press slightly, just because of the rotations from Wingate just allowed them to kind of double up in areas. So we addressed that, and then ultimately gave them the solutions that are pretty standard to what we've done in pre-season. Again, I think it's just a bit lethargic, the hangover of Saturday, a little bit leggy, that the energy was maybe not quite there. It wasn't a case of that we were stopped for the patterns that we were looking for. Sometimes it's not going to pan off the way that we want it to, but we did enough to create the one chance that ultimately has separated the scoreline. So, we're not ones to go in and scream and shout. We're very much solution based on how we can be better. And today we rode our luck and we had to be resilient defensively, and we've done that. So you can't really knock too much, and we know going forward what needs to be addressed and what needs to be worked on, so that when the situation happens again, we're better prepared for it.
You touched then on the chance that we took in the first half. Gaspar, obviously a little man from the Real Madrid Academy. Just how impressed were you with him in playing in maybe a position that he wasn't so naturally used to for the first kind of 70 or so minutes, and making sure he got his plaudits from the travelling fans at the end?
It's a shy lad, but he's impossible not to love. And he can play left, he can play right, he can play as a 10. The kid's just so naturally gifted. It's definitely kind of that Spanish Brazilian heritage. People don't realise how good he is in the air, and for a lad who's right-footed, his finish with his left was brilliant, and he just needs to kind of find a little bit more rhythm, but when he gets going, he's a problem, and that's why we made sure that we lifted his arm in front of the rabble at the end, because sometimes that can kind of go unnoticed. We've got a lot of so-called stars here, I guess you could put it, but sometimes it has to be the ones that kind of just quietly go under the radar. But yeah, I thought today he was fantastic, and ultimately he's the one who's split the scorelines.
Looking ahead then to Saturday, and obviously heading down to the coast against Ramsgate. We've probably had over half the crowd tonight with Dulwich fans. How big are they going to be? They enjoy a seaside trip, and they enjoy a trip to the Isle of Thanet by previous visits. How important are they going to be on Saturday at Ramsgate?
Yeah, massive. Even today, there was more Dulwich than Wingate. We actually said when the second half started, just seeing them all congregated behind the goal was massive, and that's why it would have been nice if we'd got the second one at the end to have seen them kind of repaid a little bit more with the chance at the end and seen them enjoy it. But yeah, they're massive, and ultimately they've always come in their numbers, but now they're coming in their numbers and they're believing. Ramsgate's going to be a tough test. Ben Smith knows how to win. They're coming up from a fantastic season. They score goals, they play great football. It's going to be a really good game. But yeah, look, seaside, weather, the way that we're doing things, I hope they come in their numbers, because we're hopefully ready to entertain again.
Perfect. Dacey, we'll let you enjoy your Tuesday night and we'll catch up soon.
Nice
Thank
one.
you.